My name is Ismaila and today our net has actually got a very big fish. The person that we will be discussing with today on the episode of this program is 2023 presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party, a lawyer, a philanthropist, and I want to call him an intellect. By the time you hear him speak, you are going to agree that with me. Join me in welcoming Prince Adewole Adebayo, ESK. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good to
Um,
see you here.
yeah. Well, it's good here in Kwara State, and we are happy to have you in our midst.
It's a very happy place to be.
Thank you. Something to the according to you, your movement, is this something we can refer to as a third force that Nigeria has been yearning for? PDP has come, we've seen what they have done. APC is doing it. A lot of people are not convinced about what they are doing. What are you actually offering us? Is it the third force that all assemblies should actually be looking out for, supporting? Or what are you bringing on the table that is different from what other people have been doing before?
Well, I don't know what number of forces we have, but we are the people's force against poverty and insecurity. And we are just trying to bring new direction to politics. We want politics to be different from the upside down way they're doing it now. We want politics where only the people matter. And it's not just a mantra, it's a requirement for democracy. You can identify 1,000 problems in our politics, but one key solution is that the politics is not about the people, and the politics should be about the people. And in politics, if you tell a politician, I'll give you 1,000,000 people, or I'll give you a 1 billion naira, most politicians will say, give me a 1 billion naira. When I have the money, I will find the people. So we want to change that. We want that when a person is doing his balance sheet politically, he will say, I don't want to lose the people. I want to be with the people. And when that is the case, every focus will be on the people. Why people are losing out today is that people are just like extras in a political movie. They are not the protagonist, they are not the director, they are not the cinematographer, they are not the scriptwriter, they are not involved. They're just extras in the background. And in the value chain of politics, people rank last. And what the people need is what the country needs. Because people need good roads. Because people used to use the roads. People need good education. People need housing. People need employment. People need health care. Politicians don't need any of those. They buy cars, they get damaged, they'll buy any extra ones. If they want medical care, they'll go abroad. If they want education for their children, they'll go abroad. They don't need anything. If there's insecurity, they'll just increase the number of DSS, policemen, and civil defense following them. Because the needs of politicians are being met, there's no need for them to change politics. Because the politics meets their needs. So, but if their needs that are being met are transient. But if we attend to the need of the people, there will be permanent infrastructure. Because if you have to build roads for all of us to use, the roads will be feasible. So the country will have good road networks. If you want to build railway to carry our goods and services, then they will be there. If you want to build factories for people to be employed, the factory will be seen. But you don't need to build a factory to satisfy a politician. You just give access to central bank or NNPC and wire enough money to his account, and it's okay. But people need these things, and that is the mismatch. So we decided to reconstruct our politics by focusing on the need of the people, and we are guided because these needs have been enshrined in Chapter 2 of the Constitution, fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy. Nobody with a good Google map can miss an address unless the person decides not to go there, or doesn't know how to follow the map. And the Google map for development in Nigeria is chapter 2 of the Constitution. Can get a person with an empty brain who knows nothing about Nigeria. You can get somebody who's from another country who doesn't even speak English. If you guide them through chapter 2 of the Constitution, they'll be the best government you can get.
Thank you very much. Looking at the time past, we had series of candidates, we've had series of aspirants being eloquent as you have, and within a short period of time, we noticed a flip side to other party in the country. So now the question is, are you here to stay, or is still the same old in and out politics? People of a political party from scratch, its networks down to local governments across the country. And at the end of the day, today, such persons are no longer anywhere to be found within the political practice in Nigeria. Now, for people that are actually looking for something different, uh, past experiences like that is enough to actually put them at bay. What are you offering that is different? Every politician tells us build roads, build schools, build infrastructure. Now, what other unique selling proposition are you bringing to board this time around?
Well, I'm not saying anything that's not already contained in the Constitution. If someone who says, I'll build roads, they've not built the roads. I know that we need the roads, whether or not I'm in politics. We need healthcare, we need security, people need to be employed. These things are not political in nature. Every person who is in developmental economics, who is in developmental studies, knows that these are the things you need. So uh, that is one point. Second point is that I am not aware, and I need to be corrected. Well, if you have the information as media, that people have come since 1999 to date with articulated programs of what they want to do. We had that in the Second Republic. And no matter what the party was, whether you like UPN, you like NPN, you like PRP, you like TMPP, you like NPP, or even MAP, those parties had their program. And you will see the states that they ruled. You will see that BC Onabanjo developed Ogun State, Aparaku developed Benue. You will see that the governor of Plateau State, Solomon La, developed Plateau, and Jim Wabodo developed Old Anambra State. So, Mefa Okilo, MPN, developed River State. Because each one had its own manifesto, and they believed in it. 1999, 2003, 2007, what I heard from PDP was, we're going to be the largest party in Africa. We're going to rule for 60 years, do or die, things like that. When APC came, what I heard from them was Jonathan must go. Anybody but Jonathan. Later, they talk about change. Later, they say change begins with you. Later, they say next level. And finally, they said from top to bottom. So, if you are equating all of those with sensible things we are saying now, then you need to review the literature properly. And if it's Bala Blue or Bulaba that the person who is there now said in 2023, if that's what you want to compare to what we are saying, they're not the same. So you need to listen to the articulation of our ideas. They are different. For those who have come in the past and failed, what I can say is that some underestimated the stamina you need in politics. Politics is a long term game. And if you think in terms of election cycles, you'll be disappointed. Because you come, you want to occupy an office, before you could put your feet on the ground, elections have come. You don't do too well in the election because, one, many of your members have no experience in electioneering. Because they don't have experience in electioneering, particularly exacerbated by the fact that elections are not free and fair in our environment. So when they put their resources and time and energy into it, and they fall. The leader is supposed to take courage. Some of these leaders looking for shortcut. So they will go and prostitute, excuse my language, they will go and prostitute their ideas in theaters where they are not required. But they could have personal accommodation. It's like a person who's an expert in primary health care and who is trying to set up rural hospitals. But maybe the building collapsed, maybe he doesn't have resources. Now he's looking for employment for himself and goes to work in a medical system where they are selling human parts. The people you are working for don't want the people to leave. They see them as cadaver for sale. But you bring your idea of primary care, everything there, they will just say, yeah, you're director of primary health care, but they don't want to care. So many of these previous people try to do third party, whatever. These are the things I saw. Some might not be sincere ab initio, but I think majority of them they became cynical because they came with too much idealism. If you come out, Nigerian people will revolt. Nigerian people won't revolt that way. The history of the world has not shown that people who are oppressed revolt like that. Until Moses came, the Israelites saw themselves as Egyptians. And they were worshiping Egyptian God. Even Moses himself was named after Isis, Egyptian God. So, and but when Moses came, he started working with his people, and you saw that you cannot say Moses had a good time. So his 40 days became 40 years. He never saw the promised land eventually. So the job of a leader. If Awolowo, if Abamakole, Zik, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, and all the pioneers didn't come, we will still be under the British now. Because our people were used to the British. They were naming themselves Oyibo this, Oyibo that, Oyibo Wole, Oyibo. So they were admiring the white people. It was these nationalists who came back from England that said, there's nothing special about Oyibo. We need to rule ourselves because if you're not careful, Oyibo's grandchildren come and rule you. So, and they let the people. So, the same way, when we were under military rule, politicians wanted to be minister under military rule. They will be lobbying. Many of the people you see today, wealthy and doing well in politics as well, and businessmen, they were all raised by the military. And they were supporting military. They were apologists for the military. They were the prominent people. Go and check the list of 1,000 prominent people in Nigeria who are alive. Many of them began under military rule. But some came and said, no, military must go. And we grew up into that tradition that military must go. And military is gone now. So now, the politics of oppression, the politics of the status quo, politics of robbery that is going on now, favors some people. So they will discourage you. They will say, don't mind them. What does he know? What can he do? Media will discourage you. Don't disturb yourself. The critical population of Nigeria, the critical electorate, are disconnected from politics. They rather, if you ask somebody to either pray over a problem or vote somebody out, they say, let me pray. If you ask somebody, if I give you a job to work, or I give you a position in party, you say, oh, give me a job. Even people in politics, many of them are there because of economic survival. So, when you were able to raise a cadre, a new cadre, that takes politics seriously, we will get rid of all these people here. I will put on the ground a formidable political structure that can give you intergenerational leaders that will solve problems one after the other. All over the world, road construction, hospital, basic infrastructure have become local government affairs. Go and listen to the speeches of Donald Trump running for president, all the other opponents that he has, including the vice president that lost to him. Go and find out what Stelman in UK and Kemi Badenoch. Go to France, go all over the world. Go to China, go to Turkey. Anytime they are talking about election, they don't talk about roads, hospital, housing. Because they've solved those problems and send them down to local council. If you're in America, they're going for mayor election, city council. They will talk about schools, roads, because those things have been sent down. So, and their government at the center, they're now doing serious things like go to space, like building the economy, like investing heavily in, in security, in quantum computing, in areas that are fundamental, in developing new um, system of payment and other things that are avant-garde. So, what we need to do in Nigeria is to have a generation that will come and take all of these issues out of the way. But it will be quixotic and totally unserious to talk of building factories to produce semiconductors when I cannot generate electricity. So the first few months and early years of our government will be to address those basic issues. And when they are gone, then you can now start to aim for higher things. But the problem we are facing that makes it look like our governments are not working is because they're not a government. There are you can be the chief imam of the mosque and refuse to call up people out for prayers. I refuse to do any of the prayers. You are still the chief imam, but you are not practicing Islam. You can be the bishop of the church and you lock the church on Sunday and start selling drinks outside. You are still the bishop, but you are not practicing Christianity anymore. So the fact that you call yourself a governor and you go to a stadium and do the ceremony doesn't mean that you are not a governor because it's a daily work. So if you decide to join governors forum, you don't stay in Lorry, you go to Abuja most of the time, you don't pay attention to your work, you pass death trap roads, you don't care, you don't see your commissioners, you don't read memos, you don't control the money of your state, you don't report back. House of Assembly is a joke. They don't read the budget that they pass. So there's no government. That if you kidnap a commissioner now, the governor will only organize money for ransom. He's not going to say, "Oh, I know how to get the kidnappers back." He won't. He doesn't know anything. They don't read their security report. They don't know what security report should be. So it's like that in Kwara. It's like that in most states. National, it's like that. There are many people who are following Tinubu taking pictures. That's why you see them rush to the airport when the president returns. But that's the only chance they will see him. After that, they don't see him anymore. So there's no serious government going on. That's why I look like, how can government not solve this problem? How can you say a student, why is this student not solving this mathematical problem? The student is not reading it. So he's just showing his pencil and joking around. So that is, you can stay in your house if you are sick and take medication and be healed. You can die in the hospital if they spend 6 hours just trying to register your name in the card. So the fact that you're in the hospital doesn't mean you're getting treatment. And that is what the fact that you see people wearing a brother and they're sitting down in government house doesn't mean they're doing government work. So and that's why government is not working. So our approach is basic. Is to say be serious minded about politics because politics is what you need to form a government. And most problems in the modern world can only be solved by government. The difference between different populations, if you take the world map and you look at different indices, what makes the difference is not geography anymore. What makes the difference is not race anymore. What makes the difference is the quality of government. So you will see a country that is in the arid desert. You will turn on the tap, water will come. You will go to a state named after rivers, like Kwara, rivers, Cross River, Sokoto. You will know water.
Thank you very much, Prince. I would like to, in one of the recent interviews, you were so confident that you're going to be the flag bearer of SDP 2027. And politicking has started, right? People have started jumping ship for carpeting or whatever they do for it. And recently, Madam Nasir El-Rufai joined the party. Is he a threat? With the likes of Peter Obi and others decided to join SDP today, uh, used to believe you hold a chance of becoming the next like it's,
I don't worry about such a thing. First and foremost, I'm not even sure I'm going to be alive tomorrow. So I don't think in those terms. I think in terms of the fact that life itself comes from God, power comes from God. People joining my party should be such a joy to me because we want every Nigerian to join the LDP. We want to be a party that has actual people joining. Some of the reactions you get from me is because I have to respond to questions. When media ask me questions, I don't think about Aerofire, I don't think about me, I don't think about anybody. I think about Nigerian people. But if a notable event happens, let's say now the entire family of Michael Jackson decide to say they want to sing a song dedicated to SDP. If you ask me, I'll comment on it. But I'm not until that moment I wasn't thinking about such a thing. So what I know is that in this country now, uh, solutions are more important than personalities. And if anybody is joining SDP, one is a tribute to us that they know that this is the right party to come. Because 2 or 3 years ago, they thought they were wiser than us. They were going to Chatham House and they were saying Tinubu is the best. He was the magician of Lagos and he will do this and that. And they thought that following big names was going to make a difference. Now, they realize that we who remain where we are. When they said they won, rigged the election, said they won, we say congratulations to them, we face our work. Oh, come and be minister, come and be the, you are not interested. So, even a few of my friends that I knew, they're not in my party, who said they want to go and be advisor to this and that, I called them to just ascertain their psychiatric status. So, when I saw that, I said, okay, I wish them luck. So now we remain where we are. They've mismanaged two budgets. They've mismanaged 71 policies. And they have made, as my last count, 938 appointments. And got maybe only three right. So it is very clear, therefore, that the cookies will crumble for them. Because many who play a large role or noisy role, knowing that that was not the best candidate for the country, but because they thought that that was their best chance to get access to power, now have realized that you cannot dribble God because his place is given from above. It's not available for you to dribble. Now, coming to SDP, first we have a constitutional duty to allow every Nigerian to join the party. So there is nothing in our constitution that says only admit good people. Our constitution says assume good of every Nigerian and make good use of their talent. So if you come to our party, just like if I decide now to go to Central Mosque in Ilorin and I put my mat on the floor and I want to pray, they know that I'm a Christian, but they can't stop me. They say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, I will say it back to them. But in the evening, if I say I want to become the chief imam, they'll say, oh boy, listen, you can come here and worship and pray. Maybe you should go to Ilekewu, go to Madrasa and learn something. But to say you want to be chief imam just today that you came, no, no, no. Same way, if an alaji or even a sheikh, the well-known sheikh, goes to a church on Sunday, they cannot say, don't sit here and pray. They will let him pray. If you say you want to be general overseer or archbishop, they will say, "Ah, my brother, these things take time. Hmm? So sit down here." So that's how it is for anybody. So you cannot say, "Oh, that your policies are wrong." All I can say is, my brother, welcome to our party. My sister, welcome to our party. You see, in our party, we don't privatize government property. We use it to work for the people. If a government agency is not working, we reform it and make it work. We don't sell it to people who resell it and become billionaires. In our party, we don't discriminate based on religion. So serve God in your heart and in your house. Don't come here and start to use religion. We don't care about people's ethnicity. And we just don't talk anyhow. We are guided by the Constitution of Nigeria See chapter 2 of the Constitution. We don't hold party meeting in people's houses. We don't do big man. You cannot call ward chairman and say, come to my house and come and hold meeting. We don't do it. With your bigness and all your CV, you carry your bag and go and sit down in party meeting. And sit down, keep your mouth shut and let the party leaders talk. So if you want to make contribution, you're welcome. If there's any position you want to join or you have aspiration for, if we think you are good, we meet. We will support you. If we think you're not good, we'll tell you you're not good for it. Go and do something else. So that is the thing. So why would that be a problem to me? It's not a problem. And anybody who does not want to defeat people in an election can be president. You should go and look for a chieftaincy title to take. Because if these people don't come to my party, they go to another party, I will still meet them on the ballot. So we might as well just do the real contest now. Let's know who is who. So so I'm confident that the politics that brought them is a politics of regret. And they are using their own mouth to say we made a mistake. So when somebody comes to your house and says, I made a mistake. This is where I should have been before. You don't rub it in their faces and say, you see, you know. So when they come and they start behaving well, you're happy. If they start behaving like, whatever shakes you from where you're coming from, it's still chasing you now. So better stop it. So that's how I welcome everyone. And I'm not only welcoming, I'm taking active part in setting the tone for coming, encouraging them to come. And what national chairman, Sheikh Musa Gabam, has said is that don't come with ambition, come with submission, not ambition.
Thank you. Away from party politics, let's take it deep into some national as a lawyer that you have. Recent happening in the president. If you are the president, is there any proper way of having assigned the very state of emergency the way it was, or the very state of emergency was the best thing to do as that point in time?
What I can say is that recent happening in River State are many, but the press decide to focus on the political players. The recent happening in River State is that that state is highly polluted. Oil companies are polluting the state. All the rivers, all the streams, all the aquifers, actuaries, all of them are gone. The state's money is for the past 20 years being used to finance politics all over the country, right from Peter Odili to the present one. And Rivers is a crisis center because they have money to finance crisis. So even some of the media covering it, they are covering based on the financing that they're getting from the crisis. So I don't want to catch that Ebola from them. If you ask the media house now, what was the budget of Rivers State last year? They don't know it. How much of it was well spent? They don't know it. How much was on education, housing? So I'm focused on the welfare of Rivers people, not on the politics of the two or three people who are fighting there. But I have seen some constitutional aberration there. One, the election to get the governor in was rigged. So if anybody is concerned about the politics of Rivers State or the crisis comes from there. That the governor Fubara was not the choice of the people. It was the choice of one man led by a conspiracy with a few people. So nothing good will come out of that. So it's not easy for Tinubu at the top. It's not easy for Fubara. It's not easy for Wiki. And I don't think it will be easy for any of those who rig election to come in. It's not just me saying it, it's the same thing. Even if I rig election, it will not be easy for me. Because that's not how God wants us to do things. That's not the will of the people. Then when they started having their sharing formula problem, now they started doing criminal things. Like burning the assembly of the people, setting fire on it, demolishing it, and all sorts of aberration. There are some assembly members who said they quit their party and went to another one. Somehow managed to find their way back again. But your own members in the National Assembly are voting for it. I say you are leader of opposition. What does that mean? Opposition is not done on TV. So we decided to go and talk to the two senators we have and the House of Representatives member to say, look, tell us, what do you know about rivers? What is going on there? What's the best approach to it? And the party, we came to the conclusion that we needed not to support the state of emergency. But we were careful to not question the president's right to declare emergency because if the pipeline is burned, people are killed, is the one who hold responsible. But what we are clear about is that that power to do emergency does not include the power to suspend elected people. So they had the power to declare emergency and to use federal participation in the state to take care of the security of the state and do other things. But I also spoke to some senators who are not from my party who voted for it. I spoke to APC senator, PDP senator, Labour senators to say, why did you vote for it? They gave their reasons why they voted for it. And some gave the impression that there was some political understanding to do it that way because they wanted not only to solve the security problem, they wanted to suspend the political actors. That if everybody loses out, then they will pay attention and solve the problem. So, but using the constitution to solve political problems is not what the constitution was written. It's your job to fashion a political solution to be constitutional. So, what I would have done as president is I would not have allowed the rig election to start with. And I would not allow anybody to go and demolish a local government secretariat, not talk of state assembly. And I will not admit it to my party, troublemakers who want to use federal mind to fight local fights. So, and a minister under your care, under your supervision, under your authority should not be fanning the ember of incendiary politics. You may be doing well for you because I acknowledge that the FCT minister is actually one of the best to have come in recent times. He's doing his work well in terms of FCT minister work, but it's a political nuisance. And the president will not allow such a person to continue to be a political nuisance. So you have the right to say, my friend, if you don't want to do my work anymore, you can go. But if you want to do it in a decent manner. So, and I started interacting with Pandev and many of the leaders, including former Governor Atta. All the intervention, when I saw the feedback, it looks to me like maybe there are people in the center who thought that they could get political capital out of the crisis. But I will not do that as head of state.
Thank you very much. You've taken much of your time. On final note, one of the major challenges that we are facing in this country right now that a lot of Nigeria wants somebody who can actually put a stop to it, if not put immediate stop to it, is the issue of security. And government in building house, instead of the whole thing getting better, it keeps coming up in different form like a demon. Uh, to wrap it up, how do you think you will become the president of Nigeria? What are the steps you will take to actually change the security group of Nigeria? Because it's actually the bedrock of all form of development, building roads, building schools, foreign investors coming in, and lots of other things is tied to security. And as we speak, I doubt if there is any state in Nigeria that is actually secure. So, what are you going to do different in the aspect of security?
Insecurity in Nigeria, the devil in the insecurity is money. The government, successive governments, starting with President Goodluck Jonathan, he had every opportunity to kill it. Why did he not kill it? Because he was making money from it. Why did Buhari not kill it? Buhari knew what to do. He's a soldier, I couldn't have forgotten everything he learned. He was making money out of it. You think that President Tinubu cannot stop insecurity today? He's making money out of it. Simple. So when a problem becomes profitable, it never go away. And that's the mistake of it's not a mistake anymore, it's a pattern. Maybe it was a mistake at the beginning, but it's not a pattern, it's a pattern now. So it has gone down the ladder. So if you are a policeman and somebody is kidnapped and you make money, you wait for the next person to be kidnapped. If you look at our budget, not less than 19% is tied to this thing, and that's a huge amount of money. Go and see the caliber of officers who started retiring from passenger time to those who are retiring now. As the years go by, every year, the next set that is retiring is richer than the one before. So, you want to see their wives. They're all over Dubai. They are going. You don't know members of your family who are middle level officer. Immediately start having that red neck as colonel. They are building hotels. Before, if you retire from the army, you will say, "Oh, let me go and work in the university. Let me join a company. Let me just manage myself, start a farm." But now they are building hotels. If you come from any hometown, there are soldiers, senior officers there. You buy land everywhere. So that's why some who have reached retirement age will don't want to retire. Before, soldiers used to thank God. I have generals in my family. When it's like 2 years to retire, they will retire. They will already prepare and thank God. So I'm not didn't die in this work. But now they want to die in the work. Why? Because they know they make money. So it is money, and the money is already tied with politics. So if you and I'm not saying this because I want to embarrass them. It's a fact. Even government admits that fact. Look at the investigations that they have made. They have even revealed from their investigations that a lot of the money used to finance politics has come from that source, and everybody is connected to it. So that is the reason. So why Nigerians pretend you don't know. If you have a brother or cousin or whoever, son in the army, ask him what salary of a brigadier general, what salary of a colonel, what salary of a major, what salary of a major general. Why are they not financing politicians too? So the politicians have added them to the list of people who are donors. So money is a currency. It's like flow like water. So if you trace it, you will know the source of your insecurity. And that's what we need to deal with. That's what when we come in, that's what we're going to deal with. And we have the detail of what to do with it. And in the end, we'll still take care of all our armed forces. We'll still increase their capacity. I'm going to at least create five additional divisions because if you look at the 7D that they created, I've done analysis of it and I've spoken to a number of generals. There are a lot of problems in the way they set up the 7th division. It's under strength. The strategic focus of the divisions is not properly done. And so we arrange the emphasis. And we would also make sure that the paramilitaries and the intelligence agencies are properly restructured so that intelligence is pure, it's timely, and it has integrity. Otherwise, there are no problems. But you cannot say you want to solve insecurity before you solve all other problems because all other problems impact on security as well. When people are hungry, when they can't afford the cost of living, especially those who are in the armed forces and the police and law enforcement, they will aid criminals. So you cannot, if I want a soldier to be loyal to me, I will not give him a gun. I'll give him food. If he's well fed, he can even use his teeth to bite the enemy. I'll use stone to kill the enemy. If you give him a bigger gun with an empty stomach, he will give the gun to the next person who gives him bread. So we need to work on that. And we need to build infrastructure so that a lot of people are in crime because they want to survive. They will go away from that. Only those unrepentant ones, and they will be small in number. Given our culture, our religious setting, and everything, the recidivists in our community are less than 0.4%. The hardened criminals, if you study the psychoanalytical profile of Nigerians, Nigerians don't have that much trouble. So the number of people who have kleptomania and other diseases that can make them mental disease that can make them to want to steal despite no reason for it We find the National Assembly, but not among the common people. The common people, once they are well fed and all of that, they don't have time to look for trouble. So if you put children in school, like in my own time, where do you have time for crime? Because homework alone will scatter your head. So once you put a child in school, I started school from home. I started school like two. So, and I didn't stop reading until I graduated postgraduate. Every year is occupied. So there's no time for crime. So that is what we need to do for all our young people. From PK, from kindergarten, we put them from daycare till they go and graduate. By that time, they're already 21, and their brain is already attuned to finding solutions to complex problems. But you have thousands of kids out of school, no work. Even the devil will be afraid of them. They will be too busy in criminality. Then we need to create space outside politics for self-actualization, build strong national enterprises where people can develop a career. There's no NEPA anymore, no Nigerian Railways, no Nigerian Airways, no shipping line, no company, nothing. So if you no public works department, so if you graduate in engineering, where do you go and develop a career? Where do you, if you have medicine, there are no new medical facility being built. That's why when you go to politics and everybody sits down, they start to introduce themselves. I'm engineer this, I'm doctor this, I'm a pharmacist this. Politics is the only thing left. So we need to rebuild all those things, and I think we'll be fine. Security will be there, but the key issue is that right now, those who are involved in our leadership, those who are in charge of our security, make money out of it. In fact, there are interagency jealousies. There are cases of sabotage and sub-optimization going on because people are fighting for that heavy budget. And that's what will not happen in our time. Nigeria will be secure, will be safe. We have no natural enemies. We are not like Ukraine that has an angry neighbor by the side. Imagine country like Israel. All around them, they have issues. They go and find out in Poland. All around Poland, there are issues. But in Nigeria, in the north of us, they speak the same language as we speak. If you speak Hausa fluently or reasonably, you get to Agades before you start to hear Tuareg. If you speak Yoruba, you will get all to Ghana before you start to hear some strange language. If you are from Akwa Ibom, that your cousins are in Cameroon up to Sao Tome, you don't have no natural enemies. And between us and the superpowers from Europe, from America and Brazil, Latin America, it's so far. So nobody wants to kill us except ourselves. So the key issue is to make sure that you have a leadership that can secure the country. And our armed forces, our people are good soldiers. In all the traditions of Nigeria, we have good soldiers. That's why we're able to secure West Africa. We are the guarantor of peace in West Africa, West and Central Africa. So we were the one who did ECOMOG, that saved Liberia, that saved Sierra Leone. We are capable of doing. When we said we are going to stop the coup makers in the well, they didn't laugh. It was very serious. They knew we could do it if we wanted to do it. So we're a strong nation. We can have strong military, but we must be based on the leaders fighting for security, not for money making.
All right, thank you very much, Prince.